miracle, I got my first property with very good price. You can never get such a property with this price these days. It was so cheap, right? And guess what? The bank was willing to give me mortgage for that property. And those times you can get mortgage up to 95%. So paying mortgage is probably cheaper or the same as paying rent. So why not? And the bank agreed to give me the mortgage, right? So since I learned about the principle of tithing, I always, bring the full tithe to God and to His church. And I told many people, I don't even pursue wealth, but wealth comes to me by surprise. When I started my PhD, it was many years ago, I was given a bursary. It's like a scholarship, not even a salary. So it's just enough for me to pay the rent, the meals, and some small expenses. But then I was living up in Luton, right? I have to come down to church, 3-4 times a week for life groups or visitation, follow-up, church. So I barely had enough, but I still pay my tithe, by faith and faithfully. Then in my second year of my PhD, still with my bursary, by miracle, I got my first property with very good price. You can never get such a property with this price these days. It was so cheap, right? And guess what? The bank was willing to give me mortgage for that property. And those times you can get mortgage up to 95%. So paying mortgage is probably cheaper or the same as paying rent. So why not? And the bank agreed to give me the mortgage, right? I mean, how would they why would they take that risk? Because what if I couldn't finish my PhD, I don't have a bursary, what would happen? So the first year was hard when I got a property because there are more expenses I never expected when you have a property. I still come to London and I didn't tell anyone about, it was quite hard for my finance, but I still, okay, I'll give my tithe, I will give faithfully. And guess what? I was then offered second contract at my work. For 2 years, I received extra income by giving, workshops, through a European funded project. In fact, that extra income was almost 1/3 of my bursary. So you see, God will never shortchange us. I can go on with how God increases my investments. But friends, what I want to say is this: when you give faithfully, when you want to honor God, God will honor you back. So God is good to us. Now, I'm not sure what is your financial status now. Maybe you're struggling financially. Maybe your financial management is not in a good shape. We have a lot of debt. But today, I want to help you to get this thing right. Let me say this again. God doesn't want something from you. He wants something for you. But first thing first, you got to honor Him with what you receive. In this case, with the finance you receive, it might be something else. I want you to take this to the Lord. Pray to Him. Ask Him how to start honoring Him. You will give Him the tithe as God deserves.